Before this video starts, please note that this patch analysis is from the day 1 patch and may not reflect the current state of the game if future changes are made. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Update Week, the series where I read and explain each new patch made to Pokemon Planet. This is the first Update Week video in a while because, well, to be honest, there haven't really been any big updates. All of the patches made since the Megastone patch back in September mostly consist of, we fixed this thing, this feature now works properly, the game doesn't crash when you do this, you know, that sort of stuff. Which, I mean, I think it's great that potentially game-breaking bugs have been fixed, but as individual patches, I didn't think they were notable enough to make a separate video on each one. I was originally planning to make an update video on the December 18th patch since I thought it had a pretty solid amount of content. However, I decided against it. So, along with the regular analysis of this week's patch, I'll be quickly going over everything I missed over these past few months. In this week's patch, we've got brand new PvP rewards, a new gifting system on the way, some quality of life changes to the clan interface, and much more. While it's not a huge patch, it's definitely an important one. So let's not waste any more time, let's go over both this week's patch notes and everything I missed. Today is the 3rd of January, however this video is probably going to come out late because I have to take time to edit. Today's patch comes from Void. This patch includes 3 big changes and a couple small changes. As always, you can view the full patch notes by clicking the first link in the description. Before we start with this week's patch, I want to go over the highlights of all the patches that have happened over the last few months. I'm not going to be going over all the changes because A, that would take forever, and B, most of them are just fixing certain bugs. Aside from those bug fixes though, there's a few that stand out. A couple commands have been added, including /refresh data and /ticket time. /refresh data, of course, refreshes your metadata to be in sync with the game server. This command helps if, for instance, a Safari Zone ticket expires earlier than it should have. Just refresh your data and it should help. Speaking of Safari Zones, /ticket time, or /TT for short, displays Altering Cave and Safari Zone tickets and whether or not they're active or expired, and either when you bought them or when they last expired. It's split between client and server records, so if you see a discrepancy, just use /refresh data. This command helps players better keep track of their purchased tickets. Perish Song has been banned in PvE battles for the time being, mainly due to a bug that's being monitored. TM drops from wild Pokemon have also been placed on a new RNG system. What this new RNG system is, I can't really say for sure. The Pokemon storage engine has been completely revamped and reworked. On the technical side of things, this means that it's going to be a lot easier for the developers to track boxed Pokemon, which makes way for possible future changes such as filter searching, removing items off of boxed Pokemon, and mass releasing. As for the average player, this means that boxes are going to load a lot faster than before. There's also been a few extra UI changes. When you catch a Pokemon, you'll now be able to see which box or team slot it was sent to. This helps you keep better track of where your Pokemon are. They've also now moved all of the moderators and administrators to the top of the online list, which helps players easily see which mods are online if they need to report something. Another technical change, when the server detects an error, you'll now get a server message with a 5-letter case-sensitive code. Giving this code while reporting a bug helps the developers look up the specific error you got and the data surrounding it to make fixing bugs way easier. And that's it. The rest are just bug fixes, small quality of life updates, or changes to really specific scenarios, such as custom chat founders being able to kick themselves, and a certain crash with Shedinja. Personally, I think it's great that they're fixing stuff rather than pushing out new features, which are just gonna cause more problems. Plus, the small quality of life changes are great. If you want to go check out the rest of the patches made between September 26, 2023 and January 2nd, 2024, you can either go to the official Pokemon Planet Discord server by doing /Discord in-game, or you can check them out on the in-game forums. Now let's get into the patch that was added this week. Starting off with the change that'll probably have the most impact, a few legendary Pokemon have been added to the Clan War prize shop. This includes Azelf, Latias, and Latios, all for 2,500 Clan War tokens each. This lets players have the option of rolling these popular PvP legendaries rather than hunting them. Because of this change, Azelf has also been unbanned in Tier 1. On top of these extra legendaries, the Soul Dew item has also been added to the Clan War prize shop for 500 Clan War tokens. The Soul Dew is the signature held item of Latias and Latios. This item, when held by them, gives either Latias or Latios a 20% power increase to their dragon and psychic type moves. Thankfully, it doesn't have its Gen 3 effect, or we'd be having a considerable meta change. Don't say meta like you know what you're talking about. Oh my god. Personally, I think this is a fantastic change for PvP players. Getting to roll some really good legendaries with your Clan War earnings is a great thing and can save you both time and money. However, because of this, you should probably expect to see a considerable drop in price for all three of these legendaries on the global marketplace. Next, we've got a change that I think a lot of you will be happy about. You can now send multiple Christmas presents at once. Before this patch, you had to individually send each Christmas present, which made sending a ton of them to the same person a bit of a pain. I mean, you could still copy and paste their player name, but imagine doing that for like 300 presents. It would just get tedious. So now you can just click the present, enter the recipient's name, then how much you want to send them, and send them off. However, the max you're able to send at once is 1,000. So for example, if you have 5,000 presents, first off, how the fuck did you do that? And second off, if you'd like to send all 5,000, you can only send 1,000 at a time. So you're gonna have to send 1,000 presents 5 times. Does that make sense? This new gifting feature is also going to be expanded to the credit shop in the near future. Personally, I think this is obviously a great change, but I'm a little confused on this note at the bottom of the patch. It reads, quote, "The new gifting UI will automatically enter the maximum amount of items you have in your inventory, up to a limit of 1,000. Please double check the quantity before hitting send, as we won't be undoing accidental gift transactions." What? I get the whole not doing accidental gift transactions, that seems reasonable, but whenever I click my presents, it defaults to sending 1. Not my max. I don't know, maybe I'm just misinterpreting it. And the last big change is that the clan roster now shows online members. This got removed way back when the Unity patch first came out, and thankfully now it's back. Members of a clan that are online will have their name tinted in green so that you can keep better track of who's online. Lastly, we've got a couple small changes. Regarding the battle queue, the number of weekly battles to not decay has been reduced from 20 to 15. This means that instead of needing to do 20 battles a week to keep your rating from decaying, you only need to do 15. I'm not a PvP player myself, so this doesn't really affect me, but I think this is great for those of you that do play PvP. The last change is that a few Pokemon with Christmas forms have now had their learn sets fixed, and Dratini's Christmas form has been fixed entirely. And that's everything that's in this week's patch notes. As always, I asked you all in my community tab whether or not you liked this patch. The community reaction seems to be split between loving it and being indifferent. Let me know what you think of this week's patch down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.